again and welcome back. If you are returning, if you are new here, then hi, nice to meet you. This video is going to be all about Glossier. This video was requested by a lovely lady called, and I'm sorry if I'm butchering your name, Simona Zanovska. I have to look at it. Zarnovska? I think I'm saying that right. I hope I'm saying that right. She basically said like she hadn't tried much from Glossier and she wondered if I would do like a brand overview to give her an idea of all the little bits about Glossier. And I thought, what a fucking brilliant idea, quite frankly. Thank you for giving me that inspiration to do this. So basically the way this video is going to work is I'm going to talk in this video all about skincare, all about the skincare items that Glossier have, what they kind of are all about, the ingredients, and then I think I will go on to do another video all about the cosmetic side of things, the makeup side of things. The reason being is I have a lot to say on this company and there is a lot to get through, and I don't think I could put it into one video. This video is probably going to be long as it is. Grab yourself a cup of tea because no doubt this is going to take a little while, but please stay tuned because I will do a makeup one as well. And what I'm going to do is do like a kind of full face of Glossier. I have probably enough bits and bobs just now to a push to do that, but I thought I'll pick up another couple of little bits and bobs like the mascara and things so I can do a proper full face of Glossier. So if that sounds like the kind of thing you're into and you want to know about Glossier and Glossier skincare, then please keep watching. Right, let's get into this. I even put on, look, my Glossier like pajama pink shirt to look like a cool Glossier cool girl. Not that I am a Glossier cool girl, I am far from that. Let's talk about Glossier. What is Glossier? How long have they been about? What is the situation? What are they all about? So I want to say Glossier have been in the UK. It'll be coming up in about 3 years in August, September time. I was going to say September 1st there and I thought it might be August. Now they are a pretty niche market. They're probably a brand that I want to say if you're kind of 25, 26 and over, they're going to be on your radar, especially if you're into beauty. I'm gonna say as well, they have that certain age bracket of like, I think their market is for the professional young 30-year-old. Does that make sense? Like, I'm not saying they don't sell to people who are younger than that, and certainly a lot of the models in their campaigns probably are much younger than that, but I think there's a certain person that they are trying to sell to. That kind of cool girl that I was talking about earlier, that kind of easy breezy, I just sweeped on this colour today and I woke up like this type thing, which clearly was what I was going for today. Can you tell? But sometimes people like us normal people, us normal plebs with big moon faces, like a brand anyway, regardless if they're meant to be for models. So I have been purchasing them since they came to the UK, and as I say, that will be about 3 years ago in September-ish. I waited, like I listened to all the hype, I waited online in a queue, I waited to pick up the products when they came to launch, and ever since then I've continued to repurchase from them. So to say I'm a fan is a slight understatement, and I will continue to buy from them, and I probably will continue to be interested in them. They are like very much all about the marketing. I don't think they would be as successful as they are if it wasn't for the marketing that they have. Their packaging, everything that they do, their ethos, it just speaks to me in volumes, and I am one of those mugs. I'm one of those people who laps it up and I'm like, ooh, what is that? Can I have it, please? Absolutely. When it first came out though, there was a lot of like bloggers, you know, Instagrammers, YouTubers, etc. all speaking about Glossier like it was the best thing since sliced bread, and it drummed up a lot of interest. I think they've done that really successfully. Is your granny gonna know about them? Is your mum gonna know about them? Maybe, maybe not. I wouldn't say that they're a wide market, and I don't think they're trying to be. I think they have a very, as I say, niche market, and they want to stick to that. They're almost a little snobby, let's put it that way. I think they know the people that they want to cater to. I don't think that your teenagers who are watching the likes of James Charles and doing really full-on like drag makeup and lashes and tan and contour are going to want Glossier. I completely understand that there'll be a lot of people who think, you know what is glossy? Like sweep of colour on my eyelids? I don't want that. Why am I paying like 16 quid for a sweep of colour? Like I want something that's actually going to work, that people can see on my face. And I completely respect that, and I completely understand that too. But for me, a woman in her 30s, who's getting on a little bit now, not really, I'm only kidding, who is of a certain age that I'm like, I really want to still be involved and interested in new beauty stuff. I want it to be as flattering as possible. I think Glossier do that for me. Their formulations, the way that they're produced and stuff like that, especially with regards to their makeup, which will be in another video as I say, are very, very flattering. I like them, and I like the fact that they're very much like, we want to keep our skin as natural as possible. We're going to have colour, we're going to have interesting things, but we're all about that natural look, and so am I. So I'm a bit kind of, I'll buy into anything you're selling me. Now I've got my trusty bullet journal out, which actually I haven't used since like the end of March, because the last couple of months have been a little bit shit, haven't they? But I've wrote lots of notes down regarding this, and we're going to sit and talk about my purchases, what I tried, what I haven't tried. But I would also like to just briefly tell you about kind of ingredients and how they work, so that this video can run relatively smoothly. So when I'm putting lists of ingredients up, you understand why I'm doing it. So I don't know if lucky is the right word, but I was taught to read ingredient lists with regards to food when I was younger, because I have to count carbohydrates and stuff like that with regards to my diabetes. So in a really simplistic way, if you're eating a packet of biscuits and the first item on the ingredients list is sugar, then that's because there is the most amount of sugar in that product. Like sugar is the highest content within that product. For skincare, it's not that dissimilar. So skincare, the first thing on the products list is going to be the highest content within that product. And then from there, it dwindles down. They don't always give you the percentage of things, they don't tell you how much is in things, but we take it on a basis of kind of the first 5 products within the ingredients list are usually active ingredients. I would actually say go and look at the likes of Kenna Whitnell, who is she a microbiologist or a... She is a scientist. Let me put it that way for you. She is very well informed. She absolutely understands like cosmetic microbiology and how everything works. And she has a really, really good video regarding ingredients. So please go and watch that, and it will maybe help you understand if you're into that kind of thing. So ingredients lists, we're looking at kind of the top 5 to see what is actually in it and what is going to be the active ingredients on that product. It doesn't mean to say that if they market something as this has this in it, it doesn't, because it might just be lower down in the ingredients list. But is it then like worth mentioning? I suppose that's the question. I just want you to keep that in mind throughout this video. The first ever thing I purchased was the phase 1 set and the phase 2 set, which have now been renamed. The phase 1 set is now called the skincare set. The phase 2 set, I don't know what it's called now, but it's basically like the same thing, but it's cosmetics. Like it's got the basics for cosmetics in it, like I don't know, stretch concealer and stuff. We'll talk about that in the makeup video, you know what I mean. So the very first thing I ever tried was the phase 1 set, which is now called the skincare set. I will also put below a 10% discount code. It is not like, I'm not sponsored by Glossier, I fucking wish. As I say, I'm not that much of a cool girl to get that kind of deal going on. But the way it works is, if you are signing up for the first time and you want to try Glossier products, then you get 10% off, and you can pass that on to another friend as well, and it means they will get a little money off their order too. So if anybody uses the code that I put below, it means that I'll get money off my next order. That's how it works. Anybody can get one. Alright, so sticking with that first set that I ever purchased. I basically bought that skincare set. At the time, as I say, a lot of bloggers were really pushing Glossier, and they were saying, you know, like this and this and this. The moisturiser RICHE, you have to try it. The MILKY jelly cleanser, you have to try it. The BALM.com, you have to try it. So the phase 1 set was a good set, or the skincare set I should say now, was a good set because it included BALM.com, it included the MILKY jelly cleanser, and it included the priming moisturiser. Now the bloggers were all talking about that priming moisturiser, RICHE, whatever. And I just thought at the time, yeah, you're trying to flog that because that's 29 quid and the priming moisturiser is 18 quid, clearly. And that's what I thought, and I thought, no, I'm just going to get this set to start with, because actually nobody spoke about the priming moisturiser, like pretty much nobody. They all spoke about moisturiser RICHE, and I thought it was a marketing thing. The skincare set will now cost you £35, but it would cost you £43 if you were buying each individually. The Milky Jelly Cleanser, I will put all the names, sizes and prices here, so I don't have to keep reading them out. The Milky Jelly Cleanser contains rose water, pro vitamin B5, which vitamin B5 is basically just a nice moisturising agent. It is in a lot of things, and it's not that hard to find either. It's just a nice moisturiser. And it also includes something that I'm going to butcher how to say this, but a polaxamer. Now, when I was doing the research for this video and I was looking up, kind of making sure I knew what I was talking about just before I told you whether I liked them or not, when it said it had a polaxamer in it, I was like, yeah, what the fuck's a polaxamer? I don't know. And I googled it, and the problem is the Glossier, when you go onto the website, I'll just put a little like screenshot up here, or a screen grab, is that what you call it? I don't know. Basically showing you how you can go in and how you can read the ingredients and how it opens up when you first do it. So when you first click ingredients, these are the items that it names. You can then go in and see more ingredients, and it will show you the ingredients list like I've mentioned at the start of this video. So I had to go on to Google and just put in polaxamers within skincare. I found out that actually this is quite a common thing in a lot of things, and as I say, you can get polaxamer like 248, 469, blah blah blah. Those aren't actual polaxamers, I'm just pulling numbers out my arse here, but you know what I mean. But basically what a polaxamer is, it's like a chain molecule that if you have any dirt on your skin, whether you have sebum, whether you have old makeup, whether you have just grit, grime, stuff, you've been in the tube all day, you get something all over your face, it mixes with the dirt a bit like oil on water. So it mixes with it, it grabs the dirt, holds on to that, then so when you rinse with water, that dirt and grime will be washed away. That's what a polaxamer is. So it makes sense that it's in a cleanser, but it's probably in quite a lot of cleansers. And I think the thing with Glossier is they try, oh, what's going on in my hair there? Sorry. They try and make things sound a little bit bougie, cool girl than it needs to be sometimes. I'm going to be honest about that. I think sometimes they're very much like, oh, it's got this, this and this in it. And you're like, okay, so it's basically a cleanser. Like, let's just, it washes your face. Let's just face it. Now, what I will say about the Milky Jelly Cleanser is I like it. I purchased it 3 times. So I bought that set, the set that I'm speaking about, at least 3 times. I think I bought it the first time, I then asked for it in December for my Christmas, and then I maybe picked it up again in the summer. And ever since then, like, I don't always buy that set as a whole. Sometimes I'll pick up other little bits and bobs. I kind of cherry picked stuff since then. And at the moment, I am no longer using Milky Jelly Cleanser. You will probably know that I use CeraVe now. That is like one of my favourite kind of face washes. Reason being, the Milky Jelly Cleanser is very nice. I don't feel that it tightens the skin. I've got relatively dry skin. I think it does a really good job of that first morning cleanse. But it's 177 mils and it is £15. That's not an inordinate amount of money for a cleanser. I probably pay the same price for my CeraVe. But my CeraVe is nearly 500 mils. So the big beefy bottle, I'm sure I pay around about a £15 mark for that. So it is much, much larger. With regards to things like fragrance, there is a very mild fragrance. It does contain rose water, but as a person who personally loves rose scented things, I don't think it strongly smells of that. It's almost got a fresh linen-y smell to it. It's not very strong at all. The texture is very different from any other cleanser that I've used. I would probably say the CeraVe is the most similar, but not exactly the same. It's definitely like a jelly type. It is jelly, but it's kind of thick, it's emulsifying. It is an odd texture, which probably makes it a little bit different, and that's why, you know, they're like, this is the new special thing, and that's why it's cool. So what I'm saying is, I like the Milky Jelly Cleanser. I think it is a very good product. But now, knowing that I can go to Boots and pick up something that does a very similar job, am I going to go back to using Milky Jelly Cleanser? I'm not going to rule it out. I'm not going to say I wouldn't buy it again. I'm not going to say that I wouldn't pick up that set again. or that I wouldn't ask for that set for Christmas again if I felt like it. It's just at the moment for me it makes more sense to be buying CeraVe. I get points from Boots when I buy CeraVe. It's bigger, it lasts longer, and it does the same kind of job. So make of that what you will. That's my feelings on Milky Jelly Cleanser, but it is worth a look. It is a good product. Doesn't remove makeup, but it doesn't claim to do that either. I don't think they've branded it in any way that it's like, this is a makeup removal face wash, but it certainly doesn't do that. I never even would attempt to do that with it. I mean, yeah, you could wash away some micellar water first and then wash your face with a Milky Jelly Cleanser, but it's not like a balm cleanser that's there to break down grime and all that kind of stuff. Pelaxamers are not. It doesn't do that. So next in that set is the priming moisturiser. This is the one that looks like it's in a little tube of toothpaste. Now I like this moisturiser. I'm going to say that from the get-go. And as I said a little bit earlier when we were talking about this set, all the bloggy people were like, do the moisturiser Riche, do the moisturiser Riche. And I was just like, no, fuck no, why? This is a perfectly good moisturiser, like absolutely, why would I need your moisturiser Riche? It's very, very good. I think I have dry skin, it's not greasy, it's very, very, like it's nice to put on under makeup, maybe that's why they call it a priming moisturiser, but it's certainly not a primer either. But it's nice, it's very, very nice. I hate nice as a descriptive word as shit, sorry, but it's really good. I liked it. I couldn't understand why anybody would want to buy the moisturiser Riche when this one was there, because it was really, really good. Now let's talk about the ingredients in this as well. I will put them there on the screen for you to see. This one, obviously, when you first click into it, one of the top things that it says in it is hyaluronic acid. Now if you actually look at the further ingredients list, you will see that hyaluronic acid is really far down the list on the ingredients, which makes me think, why do they mention it at all? Again, I think it's just one of those things that Glossier does to make it be like, we're hip, we're cool, we're part of the trendy party, and hyaluronic acid is a very hip and happening thing in skincare, so let's say that. The truth is there enough of the ingredient in it to make it worth mentioning? Is it active enough to actually make any difference to your skincare? Probably not, but it's a really good moisturiser, so why not just say this is a really good moisturiser? Obviously it's marketing, it's a selling point. To say hyaluronic acid makes it seem more alluring, but the fact of the matter is it's a really good really good moisturiser without all that anyway. So I'm just a little bit like, come on, why do you have to do that? It is £18 if you're buying separately, and it is a 50ml tube. Is that a little bit overpriced? Probably not. I probably pay for like day-to-day moisturisers around about that mark. I don't think that's absolutely incredulous and unrealistic. It's okay, and as I say already, if you're buying it as part of this set, then you're getting some money off it. But I like it. I again purchased this maybe even 4 times. I purchased it 3 times when I picked up the set, and then I think again after that, as I said, I was cherry picking, and I'm pretty sure I picked this up a 4th time after that. I don't have it in my arsenal at the moment. I've probably stopped using it over the last 8 months just because I was trying other things and I found other things that suit me better. The main reason I probably gave this up was because it didn't have an SPF in it. Now there are a lot of moisturisers day to day that don't have SPF in them, but in this day and age, and being who Glossier are, being all about the skin and all this kind of stuff, I feel like really it would be very beneficial to them to just combine some SPFs with moisturisers if they want my honest opinion. I would absolutely buy it again though, to wear for evenings, wear under makeup, things like that. I would absolutely do that. But while I wear it out and about as a daily kind of thing, I'm more inclined to pick up something like the Cetaphil up there because it already has the SPF in it and it can do both things at once. And for me, that's a bit easier. The BALM.com. My love-hate relationship with the BALM.com. The reason I love it is because it's fantastic. The reason I hate it is because it's overpriced. How is that, Alana? How is that, you say? If it's really, really good, then is it not worth paying for? Yes, yes it is. But I just don't think a lip balm, a 15ml lip balm, should cost you £10. I just think they should lower it ever so slightly, maybe to between the £5 to £8 mark. You can pick it up in a set of 3 for 25, so you're saving a fiver. But personally, I think this is overpriced. The problem is, I will absolutely continue to buy this. I have tried the original, the cherry, the birthday one, the mint one, the rose one, and the rose one. I think that's it. I think that's all the ones I've tried. The cherry one is very nice. It's sitting over here for like that wash of a colour on your lips, like a kind of cherry bitten stain on the lips. Very, very nice. All the other ones I've tried haven't had a tint to them. The rose one, has it got a pink tint? It might have a slight pink tint, but it's so much that it is barely there. The original has no tint to it, and the mint one has no tint to it. My favourite by far is the original. I like that because you can just put it over absolutely anything and you don't have to worry about it because there is no tint. I might even put some on just now because I've got a very drying liquid lip on today. I thought I would put pink on because I was talking about Glossier, and then now I'm like, oh my god, I've got some serious butthole going on right now. So as I say, with everything being said about the BALM.com, you can use it on your cuticles, you can use it on your elbows, you can use it on like dry patches on your skin, your chin, wherever you want it, you can put it. Its main kind of difference from being that of a Vaseline, a Nivea, a Carmex or whatever. So Vaseline's like main ingredient is petroleum. It also has petroleum, but the next ingredient on it is generally castor oil, and I think that must be the thing that makes it that little bit different, because it's not like any other lip balm I've used before. I've used Lana lips, as I say, I've used Nivea, I've used Carmex, I've used EOS, I've used them all, and I'm sorry, but this one is the best. I hate to say it, but it is the best, and I will continue to purchase a £10 lip balm for that reason. Next up, I'm going to talk about masks. Reason being, it was probably one of the first things I also tried. I was bought for my Christmas the duo mask set, which had the Galaxy Greens mask and the Moon mask. Sorry, I had to think about that there. Both of these are 90ml pots and they cost £18 each, or you can buy them in a set for £30 and they normally cost £36. I'm going to talk about the Galaxy Green ones first of all because it was probably the one I didn't get on with. I will put here the list of ingredients. You can see there it says leafy green phytonutrients or something like that, bitter orange peel, avocado oil, aloe, superfruit antioxidant, blah blah blah, blah blah. Again, making it sound really rather fantastic, when let's face it, what this is a clay face mask. If you look on the further ingredients, the second item on that ingredients list is kaolin clay. They do say in the initial ingredients list that white clay is in it, but I think even at that they're making it try to sound a little bit like white clay. I know that sounds really silly, but I genuinely think they just like to sound a little bit bougier and snobbier than they probably need to. This for me personally, it's not for me because I don't have overly oily skin. If I was going to, I mean I used it obviously, but when I used it I was only using it kind of around this area here, on this area here. That was it really. It's not one I would pick up again, but that is a personal choice because I do not have the kind of skin that uses a kaolin clay mask. And I just feel like if you're gonna, like if kaolin clay is in so many other things, like a charcoal one, a detoxifying mask, you could probably go and pick one up in Superdrug for a couple of pounds. Yeah, you might only get 2 uses out of it, but it's not anything we've not seen before, and I think they were trying to make it seem a lot cooler and bougier than it actually needs to be. Personally, I won't pick this up again, but as I say, it's a personal reason. Other people might absolutely love this if they have really oily, really like acne prone, breakout, needing a thick detoxifying mask kind of skin. The second mask, however, the Moon mask, is the hydrating the hydrating mask, and to be fair, that is obviously right up my street. That's much more my cup of tea. It's going to be the one I gravitate towards. Again, you'll see the ingredients list here and they say there's oxygenating agent. What is an oxygenating agent? I don't know. They also mention hyaluronic acid in their ingredients list here, but again, if you go into the further ingredients list, the hyaluronic acid is really low down again. Just saying. It also says they have squalene and almond and soybean, all these extracts and oils, and licorice and what was the other one? Licorice and lemon, I think. I'll know when I'm making the video, but off the top of my head just now I can't quite remember. Licorice and lemon is supposed to be a natural kind of brightening for your skin, and it's supposed to be a hydrating and radiant boosting mask. They also have honey in it as well, I think aloe to soothe your skin. With all that being said, I would absolutely buy this mask again. I know I'm sitting here being very like, oh, alright Glossier, but I am a fan, I like them. It's kind of a little bit of a irony in it because I really liked this mask. I thought it was really good. I got a lot of use out of it. I didn't use it every single week. It lasted a very long time, but sometimes I would just be applying it under here and going to sleep at night. Sometimes I would use it all over as a complete treatment mask, and I really, really enjoyed it. I enjoyed putting it on. I enjoyed the feeling of it. It feels like it's cold on your skin. So you're putting it on, it feels as if it's been in the fridge, even when it's been sitting in your drawer. I don't know how it does it, but that's how it feels. It's very refreshing. Then when you wipe it off or you rub it in or anything, you're plump, you're juicy, you're feeling like, ugh, I am glowing right now. So for that reason, okay, that one is £18 and I wouldn't pay that for the detoxifying Galaxy Greens, but yeah, I might well pay that for the moon mask again because I really, really enjoyed it. And as I mentioned in my monthly favourites video, if I'm enjoying the action of putting something on my face and the treatment I am giving myself, if I'm giving myself the time to give myself self-care, that was a lot of selves, then it's worth my money, quite frankly. That's what I think. I know a lot of people will be like, well, it says hyaluronic acid in it, I want to see the results. But there is hyaluronic acid in it. They're not doing anything illegal, it's just kind of far down the list, so is it worth mentioning? If they just said this is a beautiful, cooling, hydrating radiance mask, I would buy it. You don't need to tell me there's hyaluronic acid in that for me to want to buy it. Just saying. Now the one thing I do have to add in here is when I was doing a bit of research for this again, I was looking at the reviews, looking at what other people were saying about it, and a few people were saying, oh my god, this burnt my skin. The hydrating mask burnt my skin. It was so hot, tingly. I'm wondering if that's the cooling sensation. It certainly didn't do that to me, but I don't have overly sensitive skin or reactive skin, so personally, this did not do that with me. It gave me that cooling sensation. It didn't burn, it didn't tingle, it didn't sting. But some people said it did, so that's just something to keep in mind. Right, I'm now moving on to serums. Now, they have 3 serums. They have Super Bounce, Super Glow, and Super Clear, is it? The niacinamide one. So basically, Super Bounce is like the hyaluronic acid one. Super Glow is the vitamin C, and Super Clear, I think it is. Again, I'll put them all here, you can see them. So here's where this ingredients list comes in kind of helpful. So within the niacinamide one, they are saying it's 5% niacinamide, and it actually comes second on the list of ingredients. So it's a very active ingredient within this serum. What I would say is though, obviously these are a bit more expensive than that of the Ordinary. And I believe the Ordinary one is, yes, 10% niacinamide. So they're the same size, but you're getting more active ingredient in the Ordinary one than you are the Glossier one. So just please keep that in mind. I have not used the Super Clear, Pure, whatever it is, from the Ordinary, so I cannot comment on it personally. Super Glow, which is the vitamin C one, basically says it has 5% vitamin C. Now I would take the active ingredient in vitamin C as ascorbic acid, but actually if you look into the full ingredients list in the Glossier one, ascorbic acid isn't actually an ingredient in this. They use a different one that is called magnesium ascorbyl or something, I can't say it, magnesium ascorbyl phosphate, MAP. So they're saying that it's a different ingredient that you use, which I am not disputing, it might well be, than the normal known ascorbic acid that is in normal vitamin C, or normally in vitamin C products. So I just thought that was quite interesting, because I've only ever used products that have ascorbic acid in them with vitamin C. It's probably just something to keep in mind, because I've never used the Super Glow either, so I cannot or can tell you whether or not it's any good. But it's saying it's 5% vitamin C, but actually it's not ascorbic acid, which is probably what most other products that say they have vitamin C in them are referring to when they're saying there's 5% vitamin C or 10% or 23% vitamin C. it is usually ascorbic acid they are relating to. And the Super Bounce Serum, which is their hyaluronic acid serum. They say this is a 5%, sorry, I'm just going to check my phone. 2%, sorry. They say this is a 2% hyaluronic acid serum. Again though, if we look at the full ingredients list, sodium hyaluronate, I hope I'm saying that right, is the active ingredient for hyaluronic acid. And actually that comes around about 7th or 8th ingredient, 6th or 7th or 8th ingredient on the full ingredients list. So since it's a 2% hyaluronic acid, is it though? Because actually if you go on to the likes of The Ordinary or the Inky list, etc., their hyaluronic acid serums, the hyaluronic acid is up there within the top 5 ingredients. Again, just important to remember. What I will say though is that I have tried the Super Bounce serum and I really liked it. I'm sorry to be such a martyr and be like, yeah, it says this doesn't actually work, but actually it's really good. But it's the truth. I tried this at the start of the year. I had a sample size of it, but it was still a good kind of 15 to 20 ml sample, and actually I really enjoyed the feeling it gave me on my skin. Does that mean that it's any less better or any less active than the others? It might well, because of the amount that's in it. But you got to balance that up with, am I enjoying using it? Does it make me feel better? Is my skin feeling nicer because I put this product on it? That against what are the long-term benefits of using this? I would say the serums are interesting. You can buy them in a pack of 2 again to get them for a cheaper price. Would I bother with the vitamin C one? Probably not, just because I know that normally ascorbic acid is one. And I think the double pack usually comes with the hyaluronic acid and the vitamin C, the Super Bounce and the Super Glow. If you could get Super Bounce and the niacinamide one, I would say take that one over the other 2, unfortunately. If you're going to try any of them at all, I would say the niacinamide one's probably the best for active ingredients. But I personally really enjoyed using the Super Bounce and I thought it was nice, I thought it felt lovely on my skin, and I would absolutely use it again. I'm now going to move on to talking about their latest collection, and this is the Comfort collection. This is actually one that I have on order at the moment. As I said, I have put an order in and I'm waiting for a couple of things to come through before I do the makeup one, and this is in my current order. So I'm not going to speak about 2 of the products in it. I'll let you know the price of them, I'll let you know the deal with them, but I can't tell you whether or not I like them because I haven't used them, and that will maybe come as a little kind of first impressions in the makeup one, but at the moment I can't go into too much description about it. It's £55, and I think if you paid for them all individually it would cost you £68. It includes the latest hand cream, which I'm quite interested in, being a nurse, and it also includes the bubble wrap, which is an eye and lip cream. The other item within this Comfort collection is the moisturiser RICHE. Basically, Christmas time, I seen Glossier had a limited edition set on. It had a lot of miniature versions of a lot of stuff that I hadn't tried before, and I was very eager to give a try. One of which being moisturiser RICHE. I thought, well, let me get it in a half size, or even less of a half size. How much is this one? A 15ml, and the normal size is 50ml. Let me try it out in that size and I'll let you know whether all these bloggers were talking rubbish or not. I'm sorry to say, I loved it. As soon as I used it, I was like, oh, okay, now I see why this one's £29 and the other one is £18. It's very nice. So let me tell you some of the ingredients that are in this. Again, it comes up with your red algae complex. Like, what is a red algae complex? Ceramides 3 and 6. And I was like, oh, just tell me what that means. So apparently when I've looked it up, red algae is a little bit like a sponge on the skin. Like, it'll act in such a way that it will hold some moisture on the skin, maybe not the same way that a humectant or a hyaluronic acid would, but essentially it's like a sponge, keeps the moisture on there. Ceramides, again, what CeraVe is made up of, that's where they have their namesake from. But ceramides are like little fatty kind of barriers, and they cause a bit of a coating on your skin. So not only are they holding moisture there, they're also putting up like a little, like a force field. Is it a force field? You know, like defensive force field against pollution, against things like that. It's not against free radicals the way that vitamin C helps free radicals. It doesn't stop SPF, things like that, but it does help with like pollution and all that other kind of stuff that it's going to penetrate through to your skin. So it's supposed to be a little barrier up. What I would say the Moisture Rich moisturiser is like is the Lala Whipped Retro. Is that what they're called? The one from Drunk Elephant. I'll stick a little photo of that up here as well. I would say that this is a very close dupe to that. The Lala Whipped. I'm sure that's what it's called. Now I'm saying it, I'm starting to doubt myself. But it's very, very nice. It's like a whipped, almost moussey texture. It's not oily. It's very nice. It's very luxurious. Do I need to pick this one up as part of that set? No. Do I want to? Yes. This is the problem that we have, because I'm like, there's no need for me to include this in my skincare, and it's got that kind of spa scent going on. The one that I spoke about in my BALM cleanser battle video, that spa scent that you just can't put your finger on, but it smells a little bit luxurious. It has that going on too. So I have went to repurchase since trying the trial size of this, and I probably will continue to purchase it in future. Problem is, again, as I've said, no SPF. So means you have to use an SPF over the top, means it will probably be one that I would use for night times or for days when I'm going to work, when I know I'm not going to be outside in the sunshine, as opposed to ones that I would want like up here, an all-in-one step. They do sunscreens, we will briefly talk about them. I know this video is getting long, but please stick with me. They also do something called the Soothing Face Mist. It is about 100ml bottle, I want to say. It's around about the £12 to £13 mark. It has rose water, aloe and glycerin. So props to that. Well done Glossier on that one. It is £13 odd for like a 100ml bottle of face spray, but I think that's well within keeping of a lot of other face sprays. It's going to be like Aroma Water from Lush or the Jurlique Rose Mist, but I think that will be much higher priced than this. I think this is a decent like price range, size range, and for what the product is, I think it is very fair. I really enjoyed it. I liked it. It was purchased for me as a gift. Again, probably Christmas time, not this Christmas, maybe the one before, and I liked it and I would buy it again. I think it's very nice. Is it easier for me to go into the likes of a Boots or a Superdrug and pick something off a shelf? Absolutely. But if you're already making an order from Glossier, then stick it in your basket if you're into that kind of thing. That's what I would say about that. I'm going to move on briefly to 3 products that I have not used. The first one is the Solution. I've never been interested in it. I still won't pick it up, and even now, like as I say, when I was doing a little bit more research into this, I now know what all the ingredients are. I definitely won't pick it up. So the Solution is a 130ml bottle for essentially a kind of exfoliating treatment. It's supposed to be used at night. Now, glycolic acid and lactic acid are 2 products that I already use in my skincare. I use the salicylic, not salicylic, talking nonsense. I use the glycolic toner from The Ordinary. I've also used the Glow Tonic from Pixie before. They are all a similar kind of thing. They are glycolic acid, and I use that at night. I also use my lactic acid at night. I don't always use them together. I don't always use all my night stuff together. I am going to have a PM skincare video over on my IGTV. I just done an AM one, so go over and check me out over there. But this bottle here is like 200 and odd mils, like maybe closer to like 300 mils. The Pixie one is a 250ml, 200ml bottle for £80. So this is £19 for 130, so it is a lot smaller for the price you're paying for it. But with that being said, the lactic acid and the glycolic acid are second and third on the full ingredients list for this. So again, well done Glossier. Everything I said at the start of the video about you putting hyaluronic acid at the bottom, these things are maybe just winning you back. In saying all that, I will not pick this up. A, because I'm using something already that has the glycolic acid I need. I don't need it to have lactic, glycolic and salicylic all in 3. I don't need it. If you feel that would be easier for you, if you're one of these one and done people who thinks, yep, I want all 3, you crack on. Personally, salicylic acid in my face do not get on. I've tried to use it before. I would say salicylic acid is more of a treatment thing. Like you would just put it on a spot to treat it. But if you have really bad skin, bad acne or something, then maybe you use it all over. Then maybe this would be for you, the kind of 3-in-1, one and done thing. I do not like salicylic acid, so now that I know that is actually what's in it, I used to just think it was like a version of glycolic toner, but now I know it's got those 3 ingredients in it. 2 I like, but 1 I do not. I will not pick it up. I cannot say that means it's bad though. I have seen a lot of people rave about this and say it is absolutely wonderful and it has changed their skin. So, with caution, up to you to be honest with you. But I think there are other products out there that probably you're getting more for your money, more value for money. The Milky oil, another one I have not used, another one I will never purchase. And I'm going to come out and say it, the only one that I think is an absolute scam on the Glossier website. Reason being, it is £10 for 100 mils of this. And it basically is just one of these bi-phase micellar waters. Where's mine? Can I see it? Yep. So this is mine here. This is a Garnier one. This is a 400 ml bottle of bi-phase micellar water. I tend not to use these so much anymore. I'm more into using my BALM cleansers to actually get all my makeup off. But if there are days where I'm just like, I can't be bothered, I'm just gonna wait with these, I just want it off and I can't be bothered going and using a BALM cleanser, then it's something like this I will use. This probably cost me around about the £5–6 mark. If it's on offer at Boots, you could probably get 2, like buy one get one half price and get an even better value. It's 400 mils. The 100 mils of these that you get for travel size are probably going to be cheaper than the £10 Glossier is charging for their Milky oil that removes waterproof makeup. Well, so will this. Like, I just think, no, this is not where you spend your money on Glossier. If you want to be that guy who's got absolutely everything Glossier, fine. Personally, no, and I won't buy it. And now I'm going to give you a brief chat about the sunscreen as well. I've never used it. I can't say whether I like it or not. I think it's supposed to be one of these ones that's like one of these invisible shield type sunscreens. So you put it on and you can't tell there's any sunscreen on your face. It won't have any flashback, etc, etc. My issue with the sunscreen is I've never really been that interested. Not because I don't like SPF, but because probably for the same reason I'm not that interested in the Ordinary one. The Ordinary one took so long to come out onto the market that by the time it did, I just was like, I've already got stuff that I'm using. I can go and pick it up at Boots or Superdrug. Why am I ordering it offline? Online, offline, whatever. This is £20 for a 30ml bottle of sunscreen. That's expensive. I think that's really expensive for a sunscreen. Now I like the Cetaphil, I like La Roche-Posay. It's kind of in that middle market of more expensive skincare. But the Cetaphil one up there is a 50ml bottle and I think it cost me around about anywhere from like £9 to £12 for a 50ml bottle. And the Glossier one is £20 for a 30ml tube. Just saying. And it's SPF 32, that one up there. SPF of 50. So I'm not going to pick it up. I just don't see the point, and I think it would be much more beneficial if they just added some sunscreen into some of the moisturisers they already have. And lastly, I'm just going to talk about 2 little things I'm going to throw in here. Glossier do put this is Future Dew, underneath their skincare, so I'm going to include it in this video. Personally, I would say it's your first step in makeup, and when we go into the makeup one, you will see I will use it as my first step in makeup rather than a skincare item. But as they say it is skincare, I thought I would include it in this. It's £23 for a 30ml bottle. It says it's like the serum oil hybrid, all this kind of stuff. It says it's got like light reflecting minerals, it's got this, it's got that. It does have squalene in it. It does have squalene, by the way, I've mentioned a few times in this video. If you want to know what squalene is, go and check out my Ordinary video. There's a very good explanation. It's kind of scientifically explanation of what squalene is over there. It also has glycerin in it, which is a humectant. So if you're using your soothing rose water mist, you spray that all over your face, and then you're using this on top, then that should be a really good mixture of the two, like a humectant and the water to keep that dewy plumpness on the top of your skin. I wasn't that fussed when this came out to even pick it up, but again, this is a mini one. I don't think you can buy this size. It just has to be the full size on the website. And I was like, alright, so that's in the set. I've always wanted to try the moisturiser RICHE. I wanted to try this. Give me it. And actually I really like this. It's relatively new to me. I only picked it up in December, but I will repurchase this again, and it is in the current order that I've just made. It is like the Glow formula, pointing here, from Kiehl's. It's that kind of light reflecting nothingness. Again, if you like a heavy face of makeup, then this might not be for you. That's it there, can you see? It's really not much of anything, but see when you put it on your skin, you get like that shiny glow. Excuse my bubble on my wrist there. You get that shiny dewy glow, like future dew. That's exactly what it is. It also has, it says light reflecting minerals, and when I looked on the ingredients list, it has mica in it. That might be something you want to think about, because I know mica, to actually get your hands on mica farming, would I call it that, mica production, there are some pretty unethical ways of doing it, but Glossier do say that they're completely like cruelty free, vegan, all that kind of stuff. I don't know if that means they're also fair trade and making sure that their mica is being farmed or found in ethical places, but I would like to think that it does. So that's maybe something you want to look into as well if you're particularly like aware of things like that. With all that being said though, I have repurchased and I do really like it. The other one I wanted to speak about just briefly was Glossier You, which is their fragrance, and annoyingly that is also one that I was like, who cares, and then I picked it up and I really liked it. I haven't picked it up in a full size. I had quite a lot of samples and I had a solid version of it. They sell a solid perfume of it, which is now done and dusted, but I would be inclined to pick it up. It's one of those ones like, it's not really anything, but it's just a really nice, like cozy, fresh, it's a hug, which sounds so cheesy. I should clearly be on their marketing, but it's just really nice. So I think that is one that you can request as a sample. When you're making an order on Glossier, they always give you an option to pick something as a sample. Look at the list of the things that you can get as samples, and then you could pick up Glossier You and see if you like the scent, because it's not something you want to be picking up a full bottle of if you don't like the scent. Scents are very particular for people. There is a lot of fragrances that I would just not wear, whereas other people would. So that's very important. Alright, so that is me. I did warn you this was going to be a relatively long video, and my battery is flashing as we speak. It's taken me a long time to get through that, but I hope it was informative. I hope that gives you some ideas of what you should spend your money on and what I wouldn't bother with. There are certain things there that I've probably said, you know, is it really worth it, even though I've wanted to buy it, but I hope that gives you a fair and honest opinion as someone who is a massive fan of Glossier, just where to be aware of and where to look for things. And I hope that you will tune in to the makeup one, which will be the next video as soon as I get my order through. And I hope to see you all again soon. I hope this was helpful, and bye!